Hey everyone, Art Burns here, wishing you well today. I hope that you're all having a great day, and I hope that the day is treating you well. But more importantly, I hope that you are treating you well today. There's so much evidence out there that shows that by being compassionate to ourselves, by being kind to ourselves, and also by recognizing that we are going through difficult times, that these things are very, very helpful to our well-being, both, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And so I hope that you're able to do that. And if you're not, please let's get in touch with each other, because there's some very, very simple practices you can do to cultivate a sense of self-compassion that will serve you in every aspect of your life. So yesterday we talked about the metaphor of the snow globe as it relates to mindfulness and meditation, right? That when you put a snow globe down on the table, all those flakes that were, obfuscating and obliterating the image inside, they all settle down to the bottom and they reveal a very clear image of what is, kind of happening, right? And the same thing happens in our minds, right? As we allow ourselves to just be present with what's happening, right? As opposed to, this constant cycle of reactivity and kind of, just, the interrelationship of our thoughts and our emotions and the reactivity that can come from this, right? When we allow ourselves to just stop and just be and just let all of this kind of settle down, what happens is what emerges in this time is a really vivid view of our own emotions, our own thoughts, and our own sensations of our bodies, right? And as we develop this very vivid view of everything that we're feeling and thinking and sensing in our bodies, right? What we then can do is we can start to recognize emotional triggers, okay? Now, emotional triggers are sneaky, right? That's why they're called triggers. It's like something happened and we only usually see it from behind, we only see it after it's happened, right? And the seeing the emotional trigger is the first step in avoiding the emotional trigger, right? And as we can avoid our emotional triggers and we can kind of gain a regulation of our emotional reactivity and take it from a reaction to a response, then our whole lives start to change, right? Like everything that happens to us is sort of motivated by our emotions, which are motivated by our thoughts. And so by bringing awareness to these things, we can start to really see them vividly. And therefore, I like to tell people it's almost like looking at a train coming from way down the tracks, right? Like when you see the train from miles down the track, it's like I could crawl across these train tracks and not get hurt, right? But when you don't see the train until it's like right here, that's when it becomes something very dangerous. Well, our emotions are the same way, and triggers are the same way, right? That when we don't see them until they're happening, that's when we get caught up in them, and that's when we tend to feel a sense of regret of something that we did or said that we wish we could take back, right? And so what the ability to be present and to acknowledge what's going on and to really feel it and to see it vividly, that alleviates this or takes away the power that these triggers have over us, right? And then when we can apply a self-compassion, a kindness, right, and a compassion towards these things, what we then do is we break these cycles, right? We break the cycles of the emotions of things like shame and guilt and these things that kind of keep this cycle going, right? And so if you'd like to learn more about this, please drop a comment below, send me a direct message. Let's get into a conversation here and let's see if we can help you with some very simple practices that you can do for a few minutes every day to start to develop this emotional intelligence that I'm referring to, which leads to an emotional mastery, which then will alleviate many, many of the problems that you might be experiencing in your life. All right? So get in touch with me and let's talk. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. Take care.